people or older graduates? Okay, guys, good morning. Thank you very much for being here. So let us explain. I'll have people, I just want to give a start, but I'll let people who have been through this actually tell you what it is to be here, to do the course and what it leads, how you get interviews and how the interviews will ultimately lead you guys getting into residency. So I'll invite Dr. Sharma to come and give his. Dr. Sharma, are you there? If you could tell us about your experience, your journey through MD research. You're a fresh graduate. Tell us about your adventure with MD research and getting so many interviews in with American colleges.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Dr. Basu, for having me here. It's a pleasure. And my name is Urvish Sharma. I am an internal medicine residency match applicant 2025. And I did this research course under Dr. Basu, and it was a very enlightening experience to say the least. Uh, it started off with the basics of research, where we were taught about research methodology and various statistical analyses. And then we progressed to learn about systematic reviews and how to conduct meta-analysis. And I think the best part about the course was that there was a good amount of hand-holding where the faculty and instructors were there with us on live sessions and they asked us to demonstrate how to perform certain tests or statistical analyses and how to conduct searches on PubMed and various other databases. So I think that was one of the best parts that uh, they actually guide you along the way. Uh, and I think I learned a great deal from that. And I was able to, we have actually written a research article that we have submitted for publication, and that we are very hopeful that it would be published very soon. And it has been a great experience.
Yeah, it has been already accepted. So it will take a couple of months to publish. As you know, there is always a publication lag, but the quality of
Right.
article that you guys wrote was extremely good, and that's why it got accepted already. So the next question I'd ask you is, what is your experience interviewing? How was that experience? What they asked you? And
So
stuff like that.
I've been through a couple of interviews, and it's in the middle of the interview season, so I still have a couple more to attend in the coming few days. But it has been an exciting experience talking to different people, faculty from different walks of life, from different programs. And I think one thing which really stood out was the research aspect, because the research that we conducted was a very interesting topic, the effect of yoga on obesity and cardiovascular diseases. So that caught the attention of many interviewers, and I was asked about this during many interviews. So uh, having done this research was quite helpful in getting these interviews, because a lot of university programs focus on candidates who have done some sort of research or have some sort of experience doing research. So uh, it has been a wonderful experience doing this course and also appearing in interviews.
That's thank you, Urvesh. The other thing is this year, as you guys know, in the history of ERAS and NRMP, there has never been this many candidates. 50,000, 40,800, so many candidates applied this year. And 6% were American graduates. There was a 6% increase in American graduates. And you know, in the history of NRMP or ERAS, 95%, between 92 to 95, worst is 92, but generally 95% of American graduates always get in because of their research and other reasons they always get in. And we'll discuss some of them there. Despite that, how did you think, what you think did you do or that made you stand out and get into 10, 12 interviews?
Uh, I think, as they usually call it here in the US, a holistic review of the application. That is what they focus on. So they take in consideration everything, including uh, your scores, your overall CV, your experiences that you've gained, the clinical experiences. But I think one thing which is becoming more and more prominent over the recent years is research experience, especially since research has taken the center stage. Uh, so especially university programs and even some community programs are requiring a bit of research, but especially the university programs. So I think having done this research course, having a good understanding of how research is conducted, and also having this manuscript which has been accepted was a key factor in getting a good number of interviews, especially from university and academic based programs.
So you think getting a LOR helped? The LOR which states that you did research, was that was that an important sort of gateway to get into interviews or no? What is the importance of
Uh,
LOR? What do you think is the importance of LOR?
Yes, I believe LOR is a very important thing in the entire match process here in the US because they require, most programs require you to submit at least three LORs. And if one of the LORs is from you being an esteemed cardiologist here in the US who testifies to your research skills and what you've learned, it really helps in getting those interviews, I think. So the LOR was very, very helpful in securing these interviews.
Thank you very much, Urvesh. I think you have a brilliant career. Very, very good way to start with a bang. I mean, things are so tough here now, especially with people without any interviews. Thousands have not even been able to enter, and you created an atomic explosion. God bless you, and congratulations. Keep your steam going.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me here. It's all your
Thank you.
blessings.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now let's talk to Debashmita. Debashmita is actually still doing her training with us. She has a couple of weeks left. Is that correct, Debashmita?
Yes, sir. No, I
Yeah,
still have I started in September, so I still have my course left.
so she's still doing her courses, but obviously because of her what she did till now, her dedication, we already gave her LOR and she has got interviews also. So Devashmita, tell us about what do you think about the program?
So first of all, thank you, sir, for having me here. And at first I was a bit hesitant about joining your program because I had done a couple of research prior to this, but the thing that stood out for me was in previously nobody actually guided me as to how to do basic research, what are the proper methodology to search online articles, keep them together, and then do the methods. Well, every methodology was taught hands on, and that's what stood out for me in this. So I think that was a great experience.
And how did the LOR help you?
I think the LOR helped me a lot because having a research background and having an LOR from you as an esteemed physician here in the US did really help me. I think the programs are looking for people who have research background because that's what differentiates them from people who do not have research, because step one is pass fail now. So more focus is on step two, and a lot of people are getting above 250s nowadays. So people who are having research, who are having publications, is what they want to see, and they talk about it during their interviews to know what actually they did and if they can continue in a residency program, because it's very tough in a residency program. You have to balance so many things, so they want to know if you are able to balance a lot of things when you are in residency.
How do you think the program helped in you guys are crafting an article, right? And which we mentioned in your LOR. I mean, by the way, both for Urvesh and Devoshmita, my LOR has got no value until the work you guys done. That's what I say in my LOR. Like, So that is what people have also to understand, that LOR, I can write that Urvesh and Devasmita is the most brilliant doctors in the world. They will just take it and throw it in the trash bin because they don't care. But when I write that Devasmita and Urvesh did research in this particular project and they had a publication, and in between we had another publication, American College of Cardiology, where your names are also there. So that is what makes a difference to the program director. Just because I'm a cardiologist here and I write these two guys are the best in the world, that doesn't make that doesn't is of no value, because as you guys know, a lot of people do observership. So you're going around a doctor and that doctor writes that, okay, this girl or this boy is the most brilliant person I see. They don't care. Why don't they care? Because when you are an observer, you cannot touch the patient, you cannot examine him. Technically, you cannot do anything. You may be doing it in his office, but legally he cannot say that you saw the patient, you actually interrogated the patient, you did physical examination, because you are not licensed in America. So even despite that, if I say you're the best doctor, when I can really not see how good a doctor you are, you're not allowed to do any one of those letters have no value. So I think the goodness here is that you guys did a great job. The research course helped you publish, and that's again was reflected in your LOR. And that's what I think the program director needs. So tell us a little bit about your, because you're still going through the experience of the course. Like, do you think it was friendly? Do you think you understood the concepts? And then, of course, I also want to know, when you're handwritten, we are trying to help you handhold to write, has that been really helpful? Because you're one of the few ones who has already some research experience. So despite that, did you think you learned something new?
Yes, definitely. I learned a lot, especially during the classes. One of your teachers, Dr. Invaraj, he is really very helpful and teaches everything in great detail and gives so many hands-on training, shows how to like suppose in biostatistics you have to do so many analysis, so you need to know the software as to how it different softwares how they analyze data. So that's what stood out for me, because I had learned about those from people. Just I just watched them and just learned on my by myself, but this is how they train you. This is like formal training about the software, about the research, about how to search online articles, organize them, and write your own articles. So I think that's what stood out, because it's a completely formal training. You don't have to go to other people and ask them, oh, how am I doing this, how am I doing this. This is kind of formal training which really helped me a lot.
Perfect. Thanks, Devasmita. I think
Yeah.
you're brilliant and God bless you. And I think your article will will be, I mean, though one article we already published and you're the way, and other articles are also going to be on the way, because that's what will get you in. Thank you very much, Devasmita. Best of luck. I think you have a brilliant career here in the US. Let's hope for the best, and I think you will make it. So
Thank you,
guys,
sir.
let's
Thank you so
talk a little
much.
bit before we meet a couple of our other students. What is the problem here? So we have 50,000 people who applied this year. And out of that, there's an increase in graduates who are American graduates. So why do American graduates get a preference? So technically they don't get a preference. They are favored. Why are they favored? So they are favored because, not because they're Americans. They are favored because most American graduates get into medicine after doing graduation. So during their graduation, they do research anyway. So most American graduates have more research than any one of you who are not from America or did not do medical school in America. Because most of the other countries you can get into medical school after standard 12. But in America, you cannot. You have to do 4 years of graduation. So if you do 4 years of graduation in any good colleges, whether it's Stanford or MIT or Georgia Tech or any state colleges, you end up doing a couple of research. So you have more publication than a standard non-American graduate. Second of all is most medical school in America has graduation, has research, they teach research. Whereas most of the world, other than a few places, unless you want to do research, there's very little formal research teaching. So most of them become a doctor without having no clue what research is. So the problem with the American graduate is since they have research also during medical graduation, so they automatically end up being favorites of the interviewers. Now, as Devasmita said, how do they choose people? They cannot choose people by your face or what is your name or which country they are coming. There must be objective reasons to choose you versus somebody else. So what is the objective reason? Number one, your USMLE score in step 2. So you need to have at least 250 in USMLE step 2. If you have 250, that is one of the baseline. I'll tell you if you do not get 250, then what happens? That's a separate question. I'm coming to that. And but as Devasmita said, tons of people get 250. When you have 50,000 applications, there'll be few thousand who gets 250. Now, for 5 seats this year, 3,000 people applied just for 5 seats in one program. So how do you expect them to choose? They cannot expect you to be chosen based on USMLE 1 because everybody is either pass. Nobody is failed. Fail cannot apply. So you are all pass. 250, most people have more than 250. Then what is the way? Then how do they choose? Do they do a lottery? No, you cannot do a lottery. That is illegal. So what is the third way of choosing? So third way of choosing is somebody like Urvesh or somebody like Devashmita has got a research. So they automatically qualify to be called upon for interviews. Because the program director wants to take somebody who is academic in the hope that he will publish in the 3 years that he is with this particular, you are with this particular program. So it is very, very important that you have research. In the future, it has been true for most of the years, but last 1 to 2 years, it has become critical. And this year, it has become so critical that there is no way anybody got interview. Anybody, not even a single person in this interview possibly got an interview without having some research publication because there's no other way they can choose people other than this. Because as I said, 250, yeah, there are some universities which take only American graduates. They don't give you visa. That is different. But those who take visa, for them, they had no other option, but only take people because as I said, hundreds got, not even hundreds, thousands have got a score over 250. So there's no way to choose or not choose somebody until you have a research or a research background. Now let's talk about little bit before we talk about the research, how we do what we do. We have some of our elite students here. But before that, let me explain the problem with older graduates. Older graduates is trying to get in for older graduates is going to be extremely difficult because unfortunately or fortunately, number of American graduates applying has increased tremendously. For the last 20 to 30 years, the problem was American graduates, a lot of graduates did not want to go into medicine. Why? They did not want to go into medicine. They did not want to go into medicine because going into medicine was a big problem. It was very costly in America. But things have now changed. As you saw, over 6% increase in the number of graduates applying for the program, applying for residency. So there's a massive increase in the number of graduates. 6% is a huge number. With this many number increase in the American graduates, it's a real competition because 95% of these people will get in. On top of that, 50,000 total applications. So basically, you're between the devil and the sea. On one side, there's a tsunami of applicants from all over the world, including America. On the other side, there's increase in American graduates who are going to be guaranteed to be taken in, not because they're getting favored, but because they have more residents, they have more research. So you are left in between two deadly combinations. And the only way you can show yourself is by saying that, okay, I have got this research, I am different from others, and I should be taken versus somebody else. So anybody who's an older graduates, many colleges this time have stopped taking. They didn't even call for interviews anybody older than 2022 who did not have couple of research in their CV. And if you have not heard that, listen again carefully. If you're an older graduate, if you do not have couple of good research in your CV, research does not mean to some local journals in your own country. Nobody cares about that. America at least has got a lot of ego. America wants you to publish either in the top journals so that your research has a value. You have some sort of a publication and put in 15 publication from some local journals. They don't care. Nobody. So if you do not have that, people who are more than 2 years older, that is people who have passed voter into the many have not even called them because they don't have time to waste. Because based on what will they call you? A, you're an older graduate. B, you do not have enough research. So what is that? What is your card that you have that will let you in? You need to have the VIP pass. If you have the VIP pass, only then you'll be allowed to the dinner table. But you cannot get into the dinner table because there are 50,000 people waiting outside the gate to get into the dinner table. So your pass to the dinner table is the particular, yeah. Somebody's raising hands. Can you, yeah, you can go ahead and speak. Can you speak? Okay, I thought I saw somebody raising hands. Okay, so Pritika, just find out who's raising hands and if we can allow them to speak or talk, whatever. So coming back to older graduates. Now coming back to new graduates, you're going to pass in 2027 or 2028. Why should you apply now? Very, very interesting question. My answer is, the reason is the whole process of publication takes time. It is not a magic. First of all, you do not know how to do a good publication. Even people who think they have done a lot of publication, in our experience, we saw they learn for the first time what a real publication way is. Then we handhold you, you go through the 3 weeks course, 3 months course, and then you learn how to publish. And once you publish, then you have a letter from us, the LOR, which as you said is your ticket to the dinner table, which tells that this guy has done research under us and he has worked on this research project or research projects, and these are his publications. And you can get n number of publications because every year we do 5 or 6 publications. The question is, it's a building that is already there. If you, it's a building being made. You want to lay down a brick and have your name in that brick, you can do that anytime. We don't stop you from doing anything. Just because the training is 3 weeks, we do not stop you. You continue to publish with us, and each of your publication increases your chance to get into residency next year, especially if you're an old graduate. Now, for new graduate, the story is, and an approximate time for publication is 6 months to a year, at least. Sometimes it takes more for very top journals. And remember, we publish in the topmost journals. That's why our one publication sometimes can get into residency, because if you are publishing in, say, an American College of Cardiology or Circulation, these are the world's topmost cardiovascular journals, or we study in the American Journal of Pathology or American Journal of Social Medicine or Lifestyle Medicine. These are top journals. So when you publish here, one publication is valued in platinum, not even gold, in platinum. So they think, oh, this is a brilliant kid. This guy has not only is a doctor, he's a physician, scientist, and that's what he wants to be. Let me take him into my program. See, when you have too many choices, it's very simple. It's not rocket science. Then I need to see, I get the opportunity to see who is better among the best. So I need to see who's the better among the best. And otherwise, then how do I choose? So those who are new, even if you have 2 to 3 years to pass medicine, it's best time to get in your research under your belt, get your publication, so that once you get it, see what happened to Urvesh. Urvesh is a fresh batch. He got 12 or 13 interviews. Last year we had Nandini, she got 11 interviews. Year before that was Ritoban, who actually was 2 years, 3 years older batch. And in his batch, nobody who was 3 or 4 years older got any interviews. Ritoban worked for me for 2 to 3 years. I don't remember how long, maybe around 2 years. He got 6 publications in that 2 years. And then when he applied, he had 12 or 14 interviews. He got into Tulane. Tulane is considered the Harvard of the South. So leave alone Tulane. People don't get into the shittiest residency coming from India. He gets into one of the top academic institutions in this country. So you have to know the secrets. The secrets are same. The good news in America is very secular, very open. You have to have your card. You can produce your card that you are brilliant, you do research, you want to be a physician scientist, you publish a good letter, you have couple of publication under your belt, you know what basic research is, you're in. Because research also has practical importance during your residency. You have to present in journal clubs. You cannot present in journal clubs without having research. You have to present in mortality conferences. You cannot present without having knowing basic research. Okay, now let's move on to understand a little bit about our research program from Abhishek. Abhishek, welcome. Abhishek is our July batch applicant for MD research. He's a brilliant guy, and he was Abhishek, you want to come along and tell us a little bit about research?
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Dr. Basu-Ray sir, for this invitation and all MD research team. My name is Abhishek Thapa. I'm an IMG from Nepal, and I'm pretty old graduate, not much newer. And the experience I did MD research was pretty great. Like Dr. Sharma, or as he said, I was with him, and I completed my research last month, and it was good experience. Like learning from the basics. I'm the guy who knew nothing about the research, and all those beginning part of the research to the publication part. And even not only that, with the help of MD research team, I even made a poster and published in one international conference, and got pretty much good feedback from every one of them, all the faculties there. And it was a good experience, and I hope you guys will be in the team and be part of the team. And along with that, good LOR, strong LOR is very much important in residency right now, as Dr. Basu-Ray said. And getting good LOR and strong quality LOR from them is a good plus point. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Hello. Yeah, Abhishek, thank you. That's a brilliant presentation. We have with us Nandini. Nandini, you want to give us an understanding how you did research? How was the training? How did we actually help you to get that LOR? Like what went from your side? How was the handholding to actually make you publish? Can you tell us your experience?
Yes, sir. Thank you for asking me to speak. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Nandini, and I'm an older graduate. And I have applied for this match. So, when I started this uh, program under Dr. Basu-Ray, starting few weeks, we were taught in a very with lot of patience on each and every step on how to go about. We were given tasks so that we could practice. Right from introduction and methodologies and sections, everything we were given tasks, and we got the opportunity to discuss about them in the live classes that happened every weekend. And we were allowed to make mistakes and learn through those mistakes. So it was very helpful. Very it's like it's a big hand on our shoulder guiding us through proper pathway actually. And uh, so after we did all this work for nearly 12 weeks, our teachers, our professors, they get accustomed to how we are performing, and so the LOR was completely based on our performance. So they got to learn about us, and through LOR, they have just written how much we have progressed, how we are performing. So. Uh, Taking time and giving us this LOR has definitely helped us. So it's not like any other observership LORs where the preceptor will only know you for 4 weeks. Here they have worked with us for nearly 12 weeks, and this definitely carries a lot more weightage in that sense. So that has been really helpful. Also, it has just been a very good step which I have taken personally, because this, as sir said, this doesn't end with just one publication or just for those 12 weeks. We are in constant touch with our teachers, and we are getting to do more work. And as sir said, definitely it's a good step to take.
Thank you, Nandini. Thank
Yes,
you.
then,
Yes. No, thanks,
thank you.
Nandini. So the basic thing is that everybody will get into residency in America, because America needs, I think, over 100,000 doctors in the next 25 years, and there is a severe deficit. There are places in America within 500 miles, which is almost near around 1,000 kilometers. There's not a single doctor. But they're not going to take just anyone and everyone and make them doctors here. You have to go to the process. And this is the process. So everybody will get in. If you have enough research, nobody can stop you. As I said, there are people, tons of people who get above 250. What happens if you do not get after 250? If you do not get 250 also in step 2, still you will get in if you have enough research, because 250 is not something written in the wall. 250 is something that is just to show you that we need to choose somebody, and that somebody minimum is 250, because if I'm choosing 5 people from 350, then how do I do that? From 3,000, how do I do that? There's 50,000 application. So that's why they have kept that artificial mark is 250. But if you are below 250 or more than 250, they don't care. They're still going to call you like they did this time. Everybody with research got called. Not even a single person without research got called. Whether they'll finally get into this, we don't know. Most people will actually get into this, because that's what is the final golden key. As I said, a good LOR is your invitation card to the dinner table. Otherwise, you're standing outside. They don't allow you in the room itself, leave alone sit for your dinner. After you sit in the dinner, you're having food. That is your golden key to get the jackpot, having research. More the research you have, the chances that you'll absolutely make it. Nobody can stop you. That's what the secret is. Okay, we have one Shiv Sharma, Ariel. Shiv, go ahead, tell us what's your question. Um, uh,
Hello, good morning, Dr. Ray, and good morning,
Good
all the
morning.
participants. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Actually, I wanted to know about, the preference of research over clinical experience in US clinical experience for the program directors, especially in internal medicine, while choosing the candidate, while, creating a rank order list, or while sending interview invitation itself. And the next question is, what's your genuine recommendation while choosing through different research options provided by USMLSRC? Most of the IMG, including myself, are in the financial crisis stage, in this state of life. So most of the
So,
IMG
Shiva,
have
I can't really understand your question. First question, you said, what is the importance of research versus clinical? Clinical what?
clinical experience, Doctor, like US clinical experience.
Oh, US clinical experience has no value. Are you an American graduate?
No, I am international medical graduate recently
Yeah,
living
so
in
you don't have any
Texas.
clinical experience. What you mean is the observership, correct?
No, I mean, since I am a green card holder in living in Tyler, Texas, so I can do any scribe job or any medical
But you
assistant
cannot do
job.
an inside job without doing residency in America. You cannot. Do you have an American license?
No, but I have the medical assistant certification, so I think I can do the medical assistant job or
Oh, you have
you
a
know.
medical assistant. Yeah, but that is a different question. Yes. So no,
Okay,
medical
okay,
still research is its own. If you want to get into residency, they'll need research. So having medical assistant, or if you're a physician assistant in America, you can do as much
uh-huh.
research. Physician assistant is not equal to becoming a resident, because becoming a doctor is a different ball game. So first
Yes,
part of
you're
your
right.
question is no. Research is research. There is nothing which comes anywhere near to it. What is your second question?
The second question was like, what research, the US Residency has provided many options of research, like
Yeah,
from
so
beginners.
correct.
Yes,
So we are one of them who provides with USMLE Sarthi, but we are totally
yes,
different in the sense that we provide with USMLE Sarthi. People come to
mhm,
us because we provide a complete research along with an LOR, and make sure that you get enough number of publications so you finally get chosen. Even if you do
right.
not get chosen the first year, if you continue to work with us, we'll continuously give you publication, and we'll place your articles in different what do you call, different scientific conferences, whether in India, whether in America, 99% in America and in Europe, so that you finally have enough number of abstract and enough number of publication that they are forced to take you in the US residency. See, US residency, as I said, everybody will get in. If you have enough number of research, you will break in. Nobody can stop you, because that's the way they
Sure.
use. So ours is completely different from others. We do an extensive 3 months training, as you heard, and you'll hear more people will talk to you. But let me show you this. Yeah, before we go further, let me share my screen so you learn what
Sure.
we do. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
working now.
So, okay, so you see, so let me move this stop share. Okay. So we talked importance of research in clinical practice. So research in residency strengthens evidence-based practice. America practices what is called evidence-based medicine. I am practicing for medicine 70 years or 100 years, and I think this is right. That is not how American medicine practices. American medicine practices what has been proved in clinical trials. And once you do a research, that significantly boosts your career, because that shows people that you are a physician scientist, you believe in evidence-based practice, and you're trained in evidence-based practice. Because clinical training anybody can do, and there are multiple places all over the world which gives you so-called clinical training, but their clinical training is not of any value in America because it is not evidence-based. America does not want its citizen to be treated by doctors coming from outside who are not appropriately trained in evidence-based medicine. They don't want gunshot therapy. Okay, you have fever, let's give you an antibiotic. That is called gunshot therapy. 70% of the fever may be from viral infection. You do not need it. Now you have a fever, you have an infection, you have a bacterial infection, which is the best antibiotic based on the last 30 years of research. That is what they want you to know. They don't want you to come in America and practice gunshot therapy and kill American citizens. So that is why research is important to, it's not only important, it's crucial. And earlier you understand, the better. Now, there are a lot of research other people do. We do not know what they do, and I don't want to even talk about them, because what we do is we train you so that not only you become an evidence-based clinical physician scientist, but we give you enough chances so that you get into residency by having multiple publications. So that is what our A is. So though you learn for 3 months, but the course is for 3 months, but we don't say, okay, 3 months is over, now go to hell, feed for yourself. We don't care. No, You are going to be with us as long as you need till you get into residency, which you will get once you have a couple of good publications. And that's where it is. Second is, as I said, America has one of the world's best healthcare. So every day new things are coming. Today, after passing medicine in 1992, after 30 years of medicine, every day I read as if I'm a small kid trying to do the homework in standard 8 or standard 10. Why? Because I have referred patient by other cardiologists and I have to keep updated. So if you after you do your medicine or psychiatry or pathology resident, if you are not up to date, because every day new drugs are coming out, every day there is new research, so you have to keep updated. That only happens if you have a research training like us. Why? Because today if I ask you to read one journal, say New England Journal of Medicine, which is the world's most popular clinical journal, you won't be able to read it. Why? Because the journal has a lot of statistics. So you have to understand basic statistics. Take up an article from New England Journal of Medicine 20 years back and take an article today. You'll see there's 80% increase in number of statistics. What is the Kaplan-Meier curve? What does it mean? They are going to give you the curves and say, this is what the trial showed. It is you to interpret. And if you interpret wrong, that means you are a bad clinician, because if you cannot interpret basic research, they are not expecting you to be a PhD in research, but they are certainly expecting you to know basic research so that you are an effective clinician and not come here and become killer of patients, killing patients every day just because you are instituting gunshot therapy. So what are the areas that we do research? We do area research in almost current trend and focus. A lot of trends are done in metabolic diseases, in lifestyle diseases, in cancer. So we do research on that. Artificial intelligence, we are doing a bunch of research on that, publishing on artificial intelligence, including digital wearing, like what are the best devices as a watch, the HRVs. We have a publication coming up that has got striking new findings. So when you're part of this publication, which creates a wave, then automatically people know that this guy is more intelligent just being a dumb physician who has passed 5 years doing medical school, and we need to take this guy. Precision medicine, we have to tailor people to the biomarker data. If you are not updated with research, you will have no idea what genetic and biomarker data is. Every patient, you will be giving gunshot therapy. Some will die, some will not get cured. And by luck, somebody will obviously be cured too. But America is very strict. There's a level of practice. If you go below that level, if you give experimental therapy, you'll be in jail. If you're not appropriate level, if you're not completely updated, again, you will be in jail, because Americans are protected because they need to have doctors who know medicine in the right way, and not somebody gunshot coming from other country and practicing gunshot therapy in America and killing patients. So it's very important that you understand all these. And the best way to prove that you do it is getting a clinical certificate from us that you trained in research. Plus, in your LOR, we will say that if you did the research at 3 months, you passed the research exam, and you did the research certificate, and you worked on the research project. Your research project is published. This is what the journal where it is published. So once that LOR goes to the program director's table, which program director tell me will say, no, I'll not take this guy rather than take another guy who has got no research. It's very obvious. You don't have to be a quantum physicist to understand that. We talk about digital health tool, wearable devices, as I said, available resources. What is the best available resources? One drug for obesity reduction takes $2,000, one single injection. What if I teach you yoga techniques that can get you less obese? So what are the available resources? America also, like rest of the world, is breaking down because of the massive expenditure in healthcare. So everybody is looking for what is the best resources without spending a lot of money. And that's where these articles make waves, because these articles show that you are brilliant. There is no way to show a doctor is brilliant other than in research, because every doctor more or less goes through the same curriculum. So almost every topic we do research, and our research is published in PubMed. We do not publish in second grade, third grade, fourth grade journals. We only publish in top journals. They're all in PubMed, and they are and your program director can get actual copy because we publish in open access. That is another thing. A lot of people ask, why is it so costly? Why are you charging us $2,500? The reason is, it takes $3,200 to publish a single article. Who's going to pay that money? So that money comes from when we get 10, 15 of you people, we bring together and we generate that money so that we can publish more and more article. And more article we publish, you get more and more article in your name. And that's why our project has been a super successful. We have so many people who have made it where other people have not made it. And that's where the story comes, that whether you're an older graduate, you have not made it till now, this is your last chance to make it. And if you're a new graduate or you're going to pass medicine, this is the time you sign up so that in the future you will have enough research in your belt. Nobody can stop you from getting into residency. So we show you how to manage time and workload. You just get 1 hour video to see. So it's not like ton of work. You could be working as a doctor, doing your observership in America or for any other country. So we don't block a bunch of your time. We tell you how to fund your stuff. We show you what are the ethics so that you can get ethics approval if required. We tell you the practical strategies to be what is required in America, physician scientist. Yeah, Unnati had a question. Go ahead and let me stop there and let me ask people to ask questions.
So Kritika have question. She can't unmute herself. So she have one question, which is she wanted to know regarding the scope of postdoctoral research fellow programs after MBBS as well as matching into surgery. So
Correct.
she can't unmute.
So the question is, postdoctoral fellow program, yes, you can, if you want to get into PhDs in America, we will teach you how to do that. We will do the research. Once you do the research core, let me stop sharing this. Yeah. Anybody who's doing PhD can also do this program, whether they're doing PhD in India and they want to do postdoc in America, or they're MBBS who wants to do PhD in America, they can do. So basically, whether you are wanting to match in surgery is a highly competitive field, extremely competitive. There are American graduates who don't get into surgery. So we have to have at least 5, 6 researchers before a surgeon gets in, especially if you're an older batch. Older batch has to stick on with us, not only get a good LOR, but also have, and another thing you have to remember, most places which are good surgical programs, unfortunately, do not give visa. For example, my own program, UTHSC, cannot take somebody who needs a visa because they don't give visa. In their website, they write that they take visa candidates, but they actually don't. Why? Why should they take visa candidate if they're for 5 seats, there are 5,000 applications? Why should they take visa candidate and waste a lot of their money and irregularities? So they don't take. I hope that answers the question about why surgery. But anyway, whether it's surgery, all the tough things, you still will get in if you have enough research. So I guess that answers your question. One more question I wanted to answer is about visas. Yeah. So some places take visas, some places do not take visas. And there is places which do not take visas. In those places, most of the foreign medical graduates cannot apply. So your application is even restricted. So when I started, I said there were 3 big problems. First problem was you have to get over 250 in USMLE 2, but there are tons of people over 250. Total number of people have increased to over 50,000 from this year. So that makes it extremely difficult to get in. Third is, so your number shrinks. Third shrinkage comes from the fact that almost 40% do not get you residency, do not sponsor visas. So no way are those 40% are out of your reach. You cannot go into those 40%. Okay, let me have some other questions from people. Anybody else raising their hands?
Sir, Sudipto is raising hand. Sudipto Malakar.
Yeah,
And
Sudipto, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, I am an old graduate, pass out 2013. I was wanted to ask you, does MD research provide opportunities for rotation in US and also about the opportunities for regarding publication?
Yeah, we do both. We absolutely do both. But absolutely, we get you research because 2013, your chance of getting in is extremely difficult unless you have really, really good researchers. Anybody above the 2000 mark, that is below to 2020, before 2020, you need to have a lot of publications. So you need to stick to us, do the program, learn research, and the research itself will get you to publish. You learn to publish by yourself. Plus, we are in all our publication, we'll get you in, and then that's the way you get. I've got a lady who was 7 years past the date. She was married, and then she had a problem in her marriage. She got divorced, came to America, but then she worked with me for 3 4 years. She had, I don't remember how many publications she had, and now she is finishing up her residency. She's planning to go into hemato-oncology, I think, next year. So absolutely possible, because America is looking for the most brilliant people from all over the world. So what date you passed, which country you come from, what color you are, nobody cares in America. If you are brilliant, you will be taken. Okay, any other questions before we break? Because we're hitting the 1 hour mark. Dr. Garg is already here. Any other questions? So somebody from AIMS Rishikesh said that they want to do PhD. Yes, we can help you once you sign in and you do this 3 months course with us, and then you can apply for postdoctoral program in America, and then maybe in that past get into yeah. Okay, who's the Juhi Sara? Go ahead, Juhi.
Hello.
Please give one person a chance. I think Siva, I answered you. Let's give new people. Juhi, go ahead.
So good afternoon, sir. So
Good
I'll be
afternoon.
graduating on 2028. So how can I contact you for research?
So take down the number. Can you get Juhi text your number? I'll get Juhi, Pritika and Unnati to text you our numbers. She'll text you my cell number also. You can get in touch with us, and that is best. You need to get in now. So by the time you apply in 2028, you will have multiple publication like Urvesh. Nobody can stop you from getting in. Why 50,000? 1 lakh people apply, still you will get in because that's what they need. They need young, brilliant people with a lot of research. So absolutely, you guys. So Unnati, please pass Juhi my number and both your and Pritika's number so that she can connect. Give us our email also. Anybody else? Any questions from anybody else?
even have one question about LOR, that what is LOR?
Yeah.
We need to know more.
So LOR, okay. So to apply to residency, you need 3 letters from people who are attending in America. And these 3 letters are of 2 types. One is you do observership and you get a letter. And you do research, you get a letter. Observership letter are important because you need 3 letters. So 2 will be observership letter. But they are not good enough to get you either an interview or into residency. Why? Because observer just says that you observed them. It cannot say how good a physician you are, because during observership you cannot actually examine a patient or take his or do what a doctor needs to do, because you're just a foreign medical graduate. You do not have a license in America, so you cannot touch an American patient. You can just go around another doctor. So this is important just to get you into the ERAS and make your application. But our LOR is different. Here we talk about that this is a physician who understands evidence-based medicine. He did research with me. He was trained in research for 3 months. And in that 3 months, he learned how to do meta-analysis. He learned how to do systemic review. He learned, he had a publication. He worked on a project. That's why Urvesh was asked. Where he was asked, Ritoban was asked, the guy who got into Tulane, what did you work with Dr. Basu-Ray? What was your research? How come you chose this topic? So automatically you'll see the program director is more interested in you. Because the other guy, what will he ask? Oh, where did you come from? Okay, all standard questions, then they'll kick you out because they have to interview 200 people. They have no interest in you. because they are not looking how beautiful face you have. They are trying to see how intelligent kid you are. And that is proved by what I said is by your CV. How many research you have? Okay, you have some research. Oh, you worked on a protocol. Oh, this was your research. Let me talk to this guy. Maybe this guy will give us once. If I take this lady or this guy, then he will be somebody who will produce research for me also. My institution need to get famous too. So that's how it works. Medical college exam scores criteria for no, not in India. Not from India. India has got no value. India or any other country has got no value. How can I start research public and complete MBA to 2024? You have to join us, iPad, whatever your name is. You connect with, can you type the answer, Pritika and Unnati? Let him connect with us. We'll show him how to start research and complete project. Sudipta Malakar, kindly share the contact details. Are you seeing this question answers, Unnati?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We shared in the chat box as well.
There are 3 open questions. Please answer them. Okay, guys, we'll have to break today. And Aditi, take over. Anything from your side, or Pritika, who speaks next? Are we? Is there anything else left before we leave for today?
No, sir. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Unnati, kindly update about our next batch starting date along with the contact information that we have provided below. And then close it.
Hello, everyone. So we have shared the details in the chat box. You can just join our community group for more details. We have 3 numbers, and you can just visit our website for brochures. In that also number is mentioned. You can directly connect to us, and we are providing free consultation. And there's one more thing for the people who joined today's webinar. Like, to everyone who joined today's webinar, they will be getting $500 more discount as they have joined the webinar for today. And yeah, that's all. And we have already dropped everything in the chat box. So yeah, connect to us and join the community group as well for sure. And thank you very much for joining today's session. It was nice and lovable having all of you with us today. Have a great day.